Welcome to Excel Intuition's Search Function Examples video. If you haven't already done so, I recommend you download the companion workbook so you can learn from it and try things on your own. We're going to jump to the SEP Text Example 1 worksheet, and we can see the search function defined in a cell of this worksheet. Basically, the search function has three different arguments. The required arguments are the find text, which tells Excel which text you're looking for. The within text argument tells Excel what text to look within to find the text you're looking for. And the optional last argument, called start num, tells Excel where to start searching within the within text. If you don't include the start num, Excel will begin at the first character in the text within which you're asking it to search. So let's look at this. What we're using the search function for in this case, in this example worksheet, we're looking for the location of the comma. The reason we would want to know that is it tells us how many, it would allow us to calculate how many characters are in the last name and how many characters are in the first name, because we know that a comma space separate the last name and the first name. So our search function here, the first argument is the comma, and the second argument is this complete name in cell A9. And our answer for the first one, as we can see, is a 7. The comma is at position 7 after the last name of 6 characters. And in the second entry in the same table, the comma location is at position 5 after a last name with a 4-character length. Now we're going to look at another example using the search function on another worksheet. It's called SEP Text EX2. In this case, we want to know how many spaces are in the name, because we want to be able to extract the middle name or initial. So in a complete name like the first one here, there is no middle name or initial. So there's only one space, the one after the comma, after the last name. But notice in the second entry here, we've got 2 spaces. There's a space after the comma that follows the last name, and there's also a space after the first name before the middle initial. So if we're going to try to extract last name, first name, and middle name or initial, we have to know the location of the first space and the location of the second space. So in the case to find the first space, we can still just give the search function 2 arguments. The first argument is the space character that we're looking for. The second argument is the text where we're looking. But if we're looking for a second space, we have to give it the start num argument. In this case, the start num is going to be the location of the first space in C9 plus 1, because we want to start looking for the second space after the occurrence of the first space. So we're going to start in position 9 in the first row of this table. And notice the result of that is the value error, because there is no second space. However, in the other rows of this table, there is a second space. The second space is between the first name and the middle initial. In the third entry, it's between the first name and the middle name. And that is the end of this video. Come back for other text string videos to learn how we use these all together.